This is Dan Max at EXP Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your live weekend market recap for Friday, August 26th, 2022. If you're newer to the channel, please check out the Discord room. The link is in the description below. And if you are newer to trading, please check out the side resources and all of these rooms. I post a ton of content to help traders understand how the markets work. Again, this channel is not built for beginners. There is beginner material, but this is a room built to give traders the edge to trade like pros, to turn this into a business to make money. I'm going to let this video run for a couple minutes, so if you're watching the a recast of the live later, just go to the 7-minute mark, and that will take you to the start of the stream. I'm going to let a few people kind of jump in here in a second, and we'll get it going. So let's talk. If you, again, newer to the channel, check out Discord room. People are like, that's crazy how the market acted today. And it's like, man, nah, pretty predictable. A lot of people, again, get caught with what? Tunnel vision. Staring at the short-term charts. They don't see it coming. We're going to talk about that. This stuff was so predictable. Again, swing trading, from getting from point A to point B, it's never a straight line. And if it is, the straight line move, what? It's usually the end, not the beginning. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm not talking to myself. And again, if you were watching this recap, the live version recap, go to the 7-minute mark, and that'll start the deep conversation. So this is going to be a special edition, because in Colorado, you eat a funny little treat, and then an hour later it kicks in. So we'll see. The quality of this video will always be impeccable, as you guys know, but just the comedy level might take it to another level at the end. Yeah, most people get hosed over trading, my friend. I'm not surprised. You know how much gains I took today? I was 115% of account balance with margin at one point today. I got down to 90%. I took 10% off. I like having a little bit of cash, because you never know. If we gap up on Monday or Tuesday, there might be a little bit of a reload short. So yeah, everybody gets out always way too early. That's the problem with swing trading and over trading. I talked about the professional gap being the what? Being the obvious start of the trend. We talked about what? That short arm bounce that was coming. Repeating patterns, y'all. I mean, it's not like I'm somehow smart. I've just studied the markets. Played guess the next candle game 1,000 bazillion thousand times. I've been in every one of y'all's positions. If anyone thinks somehow that I don't know how it feels, no, trust me. If anything, I know exactly how you feel. I know exactly how you feel, because guess what? Been there, done that. Even missed some positions today. I think some of y'all in the Discord room said I had a short order in at ExxonMobil at 100. Got to 99.91. Awesome. Plop. No, I mean, at this point, I don't know why you would have sold many put. Again, I mean, now if you want to take profits because you have shorter term puts, I get that. But other than that, I mean, there's just, if you took the recommendations, again, I'm not a financial advisor. I've been in the brokerage business long time ago. I have familiarity with the markets. I'm not giving advice. But how about this? I'll give a warning. If you had shorter date options, that's what you got to do. They're not meant to be held. Keep that in mind. If you're swing trading, give yourself plenty of time and runway. Buy in the money, buy less options, and be able to ride the wave. That's how it works. Usually I give up on the first screen 5-minute candle. Yeah, I don't. Again, I just know that I know. I don't give up. I don't get caught by the traps. We talked about what was this morning? An absolute trap. And that's where we added. I didn't care if I got the top or not. I was talking to a few people today, and they're like, oh, did you get in the top? I'm like, I got close enough on my ads. So what time frames? I'm always looking at the 10-minute. I don't look at the 5-minute. I look at the hourly. We always start a trade on the monthly, daily, weekly, then zoom in. We talked about the 421 area being the mounts, like the upper side of resistance. Well, pre-market, we hit 421, and then we made lower highs. Game over. Look at the pre-market SPY high this morning, 421. What was the 421? Was it 50% fib retracement and old support resistance? Doink. Doink. But again, we'll talk about how we knew this was coming. If you didn't know this was coming, then you haven't been paying attention to the channel. People who got the blue moderator stuff, how easy was today, y'all? You didn't do schnikey. You did nothing. You were sitting in position to watch the game. It's like getting to the, it's like having a ticket to a front row of the basketball game to watch. I like the Nuggets. Maybe play, I don't know, what's a good team that I like to watch them play against? Like maybe the Lakers. It was just easy. Didn't do anything. Sat there, had a beer, watched the game, enjoyed it. Not concerned about it at all. Again, we're going to talk about next week because there are concerns about what to think about. But we'll talk about that shortly. Let some people get in here for a second. Let this gummy kick in. No, I'm just kidding. It's going to take a while. Plus, they're more of a CBD. Talk about everything going. Yeah, pocket aces flopped a full house. Exactly. We talked about it. This was pocket aces. And some people folded them earlier in the week. They didn't realize they had pocket aces. Again, because if you shorted up near the 430s in the SPY and whatever the market was last week during OPEX, you had pocket aces pre-flop. You saw the flop and you folded. Or you flopped before the, maybe you folded before the flop because someone raised you. Again, we talked about layering in, layering out. All or nothing trading all the time is extremely difficult. Going to give it 30 more seconds. Then I'm going to hit the record button. And I'm going to do the version I mail out to all my friends and family. And then it'll be the regular version. But maybe stick around. Maybe do some Q&A at the end. Alrighty then. Hit the record button and let's do this. This is Dan Max at EXPI Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your daily market recap for, actually, weekend market recap for Friday, August 26th, 2022. Hopefully you had a great week. Amazing. If you're following the channel, you know, link to the Discord room in the description below. You hang out, you use all these resources, and you saw what happened today, and you were totally confident of what happened. You had no doubts this was coming. Again, we talked about the markets. What was it? It was a trap. We knew. What did we know? Powell wasn't going to pivot. We talked about that 1,000 times. We knew Jackson Hole potentially was what? A counter trend move. We knew what? Ultimately, the market is in a bear market. It's going lower. Remember, everything had pointed this. Now, again, if you're newer to the channel, check out Discord room. Check the previous videos. People just think, oh, you're cherry picking your words here. No. Very comfortable. Exactly. Know exactly how this works. Seen it, done it, lived it. Trust me, my tuition is much more expensive than most of what everybody I'm hoping follows is. Mine is multiple 7 figures. Not multiple, yeah. Not cheap. Ups and downs. Don't have to ride that. You don't need to learn that way. Trust me, I don't mind sharing it at all because, again, people who are like, oh, it's a free channel, it's free information. Yeah, because I trade what I say I'm going to do. And people who follow, they can confirm it. Again, I'm not here to prove anybody. People are like, oh, it's a small channel, whatever. Anyway, so one of the things we need to talk about is what to expect next week, how to frame what's going to happen next week. Because think in mind, what do we have next week? We have the jobs number. What else do we have? First in the last 3 days of the month. Why does that matter? Again, go watch the video. Where is it? It's somewhere in here. First and last 3 days of the month. I'm going to copy and paste it into the chat real quick. Let me see if I can find it. Why does that matter, right? Why does that matter? Well, the first and last 3 days of the month. What's going on? Money is coming into the market. Money is leaving the market. People are squaring out positions. It is a big deal. It's an absolute big deal. If you have not watched this video, I recommend you start there. Pause this video, start there. Again, stop by the Discord room, follow, subscribe, you'll get alerts. I've done 50 back to basic videos. You know how many times people ask me questions about what to do? I mean, literally, what's the VIX? I mean, look at all this stuff. Inside candles, outside reversals, how to trade stocks 101, bull and bear traps. I would watch that video. Again, let's get into it because I know that's what people are here for and watching. Bitcoin. Again, I appreciate all the love and support. People have been very generous. Again, I don't ever ask for any money. And I don't ask for anything other than just if you're going to, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Just learn. Donations to the channel are much appreciated because the content will get better. I'll create more content. I can really focus on this more. Because again, remember, I swing trade. I don't day trade and waste all my time trying to pick the exact moments to trade. I'm very familiar with how this works. There's usually not just one test. There's usually not just one bottom, one top. It takes sometimes days. Speaking of days, doesn't it feel like Groundhog Day for Bitcoin? Didn't we say holding on for its life around 21,000? Days. Days, days, days. If you're bearish, looks like you're about to get the dub. But watch the lows at 17. If you're bullish, you got to set your stops. You got to believe in your stops versus your opinions. Your ego is not your amigo. This is the problem with trading. When you have positions, your brain does not believe that you're going to lose, right? I'm the same way. Actually, I'm the worst. Like, my brain wiring is because I work my butt off, and I'm one of those people, like, I don't know if you ever watched The Captain with Jeter. I hate to lose. I hate to lose. Well, guess what? I do all my homework, and I still lose. So losing is like Jeter, losing the World Series all those times, and next time you come back harder to fight. Well, guess what? I don't like losing. And so what did I realize is the key? Don't let 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10 trades burn you. You got to have stops. You got to stick to your discipline. If you can be the best loser in the world, your wins can take care of you. You can be a crappy winner as long as your losses are small. And so here's the problem with Bitcoin. If you're long it and you're holding it and it goes lower, it means, I remember we had this debate yesterday. This guy's hitting me up. Oh, I lost 30%. I'm back to even. Why would you ever be down 30%? You missed out on opportunities. You missed out on a million other things you could have done. Bad, 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 bad. Oil. What do we say? Started short in the XOP. Started buying some drip this week. Added this morning. Why? I'm sorry to hate. I hate saying this, and I don't mean to be mean. But the dumbest money shouts the loudest. The smart money's quiet. Who is loudest right now? Safety. What is safe? Everyone's yelling oil and gas are safe. Now, again, I could be wrong, but I'm using points of reference to short. Because, again, if it's a bear market, demand destruction, there's nothing safe. We're going to have the same conversation about gold, silver, uranium, whatever material stock you're looking at. I had this debate all day. I'm like, you guys don't realize when the market goes, everything goes. Throw the baby out with the bathwater every time. And again, I don't think oil is going negative futures, but I think it's going lower. And it provided me great opportunities. We'll talk about that trade. Again, these weekend recaps are going to be a little more in depth, okay? Hopefully you guys will appreciate it because we got to talk about next week how it's all going to line up. The XOP did retest the highs. It's in 4-day range. We'll talk about it. Please, just trust me. I'm going to go deep into it. Deep, 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 deep. All right. What did we talk about with the TLT? First of all, we said rates going higher previously, bearish. The market was going to catch up at some point, right? So people don't understand the difference between the Fed funds futures rate going up, like the Fed's raising rates, and the bond market are different, right? Right? Clearly, someone is now starting to buy bonds. What did we say? If you go study the past, 2008, look what happened. Bonds got real choppy and got bought. Okay? Fear. The dollar. What are we talking about? All the defensive assets. They, again, keep in mind, when the rates were going higher, market started to get nervous. The dollar started, bouncing, dropping a little this week. And I'm like, it's going to bounce right back if the market is bearish. Well, here's the difference now. This is where you have to understand. If the market is going to go into dump mode, there's nothing safe. They are going to buy bonds. Okay? Why? People are now thinking about preserving the capital. They don't care about what the yield is. They just want to get a return on capital. You buy government bonds. When's the last time the U.S. government defaulted on bonds? I don't know. That's my point. Probably at some point we did in the 1800s. Okay? This now confirms it. Interesting. Someone's buying down here. The dollar. Have this debate all week with materials friends. Oil, gas, uranium, bills. They say, you're an idiot. The dollar's topped. No. You start on your trades way too tunnel vision. It's a double top. No, it's not, folks. We talked about this. It broke out of a monthly channel. Now it's back at the highs. It's consolidating. The dollar does not end with a smash. It's like Tesla. It goes to the moon, then it's done. That's how a top happens. Just like at the bottom. How does a bottom happen? Chop, 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 bam, slam, goes to the ground. That's how you bottom. And so the opposite of that is a top. The dollar looks like to me it's on the precipice to go what? Much, much higher. Do you want to own the yuan? You want to own the euro? You want to own yen? You want to own all these currencies? I don't think so. I don't think you want to own any of them if there's a crisis coming. I mean, they're putting tanks in front of banks. China's just trying to put liquidity into the market. They're toast. They have a housing problem. The problem is people there don't want to pay back their loans because I think, again, I don't know if the CCP is listening, but I'm pretty sure the populace is like, well, guess what? We know how we can take them out of government. We have to bankrupt the government. I see that happening. I could be wrong. Who knows? The VIX. If you didn't see this coming. Again, we talked about on the monthly, right? Always start on the monthly. Please, for the love of God, if you take one thing out of this video, always start on the monthly. Always. What do we talk about? A chop and consolidation of higher highs and higher lows. Again, not perfect higher highs, but highs up in the 30s, right? In a bull market, you have these like one-off spikes. That was the Chinese issue. 2011 was coming out of the bear market. Got a little sloppy-doppy. But here, before the big spike, chop. I don't consider COVID because COVID was a one-off event. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Look at this. Look at this. Consolidation and then go. Consolidation and go. Do you see that? Does it not look very similar? So if you're not particular into seeing what's going on at the market, sorry, I'm getting majorly distracted. Yes, wife. Looks very nice. Nice work. All right, got to get back. What did we say? It was going to bottom in the 20s, right? 19s. People were like, why would you buy puts, long-dated puts? I'm like, they're free money. Free money. Free money. And then what? Bases, we talked about it popped. We're going to talk about the SPY next. But what we said, don't be surprised if it backs off first before it goes higher. Don't be surprised if it backs off first before it goes higher. Don't be surprised if it backs off before it goes higher. Don't be surprised if it backs off before it goes higher. You see this? It's all repeating patterns, folks. At the highs, what does the market maker want to do? It wants to make sure people don't puke on the first move. That's why V bottoms and V tops are very rare. People expect that stuff. I can tell how novice you are because you don't expect the chop, top, and bottoms. Well, now what? Now it looks like we're off to the races. Now we might have a couple days. Minimum. Or it consolidates. This is where we don't know. But one of the things we do know. So let's talk about the SPY. Y'all ready for this? Take notes. Take notes. Please be prepared. Come in the Discord room. You're ready. You're ready to go. Let's start the whole trade off from long, because keep in mind, we were long. Does anybody, again, Discord friends, if you're here, anybody moderate? Remember, we talked about buying down here. Here was the backup. Then you had a double bottom. Boom. All in. All day on this professional gap. Look at the professional gap followed by the red day. Gazing. Still went. Got to be safe. Yeah, Evergrande. All sorts of things. So we were bullish. We unloaded, and we said there's three scenarios how this is going to work out. It's going to short arm it, meaning short arm it doesn't get to the channel high. It gets to the channel high in the 200-day, which was another probability, or it went to 435 and then backed off to fill a gap, or not a gap, but just old support area, right? Well, now again, start all trades. I don't want to watch a tutorial e-signal. I'm good, thank you. Start on the monthly. What did we say? The point of control was up in the 430s, right? We just didn't know exactly. People were like, oh, it went higher. Okay, and again, do you not understand traps, wicks, layering in, being careful, expecting to not be perfect? This is the hardest part about trading. I run into people like myself who used to have egos where I'm like, I got to pick the top and I got to pick the bottom. No, I just want to be close. And if Joseph's in here, he made fun of my joke earlier because I missed a short today by 9 cents. And he goes, don't bring a ruler to trading. That's what I tell people. Same thing. Gets over it. Here's the monthly. This is the bear market, friends. Sorry. It's breaking the 20-month and it's going to sustain under it. We haven't done that in 11 years. 10 years? I don't know. No, shoot. Oh, 2009, man. 13 years. I can't. That's crazy. And again, remember, it got exacerbated by liquidity. Now liquidity's coming out. Hey, Joe. Thanks. Remember, don't bring a ruler. So, think about this now. So we knew the odds were what? Short up here. Keep in mind, I'm going to be full disclosure. I shorted in here and got stopped out. Did I cry and whine about it? Nope. We talked about it. Once it gapped over it, take your losses because you could always get back in. Well, we waited. And we waited. And we started reshorting back up in the 430 area, or 429. I mean, I guess it got up to 431. Didn't care. I personally was like, guess if it goes higher, I'll just wait it out. It's not a bull market. I'm sorry. This is what's so hard for folks. They don't understand. A bull market is a trader's market. It's not a straight line move until when? The end. The end's a straight line move, okay? So it's going to wave. And again, I hate Elliott wave theory. I think it's just total crap. But there is a psychology to waves that's different. Now, would we all not agree? First wave down, it's just a small correction. Or it's a pullback. Second wave, it's a correction. Maybe 25%, 20%. Oh, remember everyone says you're not an official bear market until you get below 20%. Now it rallies back, draws in the bulls, and a straight line move. Like we missed the bottom. It's going back to all-time highs. Did you guys not remember? Do you not remember the psychology? We talked about this. You have to draw in the bulls. You have to draw in the yellers and the screamers that it's going higher. High five, diamond hands. You guys we're geniuses. No. The market's giving you the news to hang yourself. They're like, oh, we just gave you, it's time to make your deposit at the bank of whatever you want to call it. Whatever brokerage. No, you owe us. You are cheerleading what we want you to think. I'm telling you, this always happens. And now look. Here, now this is how we knew it was the top. What do we talk about? Again, watch the video on professional and novice gaps. Professional gaps start the move, right? Off the low, professional gap. Off the low, professional gap. There it is. That was it. Well, guess what? All week we talked about it could rally, could fill gap, it could back up, whatever. It could back up. How far, how much? What did we say? Could it retest? Always probable. But as the market came back in, and popped, I just started adding because you know what? I was like, I know what Powell's going to say. Do we all not, again, if you've been here, did you not know what Powell was going to say? Because if you thought what he was going to pivot, go look at the Fed Fund futures. They're expecting a 75-point basis hike rate of 60%. This is like the bookie of the Federal Reserve. And the Federal Reserve never disappoints their own because they are the bookie. They're the one making the bets. They're trying to give the market the perception of what's going to happen. Everybody for weeks, oh, they're going to pivot. No, they're not. Oh, they're going to do. No, they're not. No. And so Thursday, that was the day. Short. And people are like, oh, but it's going to go. No guarantee. No guarantee. Well, look at the 10-minute. Remember we talked about 421? Look at the pre-market. Look at it. Look at that. Hello. Got right there. Do you see why support resistance matters? Again, there's videos on this. What is support resistance? What are novice gap, pro gaps? All these things, these terms I'm using, I try to define them very clearly. Well, now what? Bam. You have to think now the psychology is what? Everybody going, maybe it isn't so bullish. Look at today's candle. Look at the volume. Didn't we say the volume was building? If Eric is here, we talked about the volume does not show up until the backside of the trend. Because again, the market makers do not want to scare people as they're unloading to retail. Then they start shorting, boom. Then they can start dumping too. Because now they're short and they own stock to dump. It's total manipulation. They don't care. Reckless abandon. Take it down. Who cares? They're short. Sorry. Let me drink on some water. So now what? Next week, what do you got? Tuesday, FHA, housing, S&P Case-Shiller. Nah, not that important. ISM manufacturing Thursday. Then you got the jobs report on Friday. End of month. Jobs report. Yikes. If you get Reminiscences of stock operator, get the Audible. No. You don't need the written version. The stories are just great. The written book, I would get VPA, Volume Price Analysis. If people are wondering who I'm talking to, there's a side chat if you can't see this recording. I'm not talking to myself or aliens or ghosts. So now what? If the VIX is breaking out, and the market's starting to realize what's going on, this is what it's going to look like. It's probably going to start looking like this. So now you look left, right? Professional gap, rallies back, fail. Going into the end of the month. So here's the thing about the end of the month. New money's coming in and positions are being squared out. I'm willing to bet that there's going to be more down next week, but there's also going to be chop and chunk of the jobs number and potentially new money coming in. How that plays out ultimately is what? Going to be very difficult because the VIX spikes, support resistance gets violated much easier. Always take note of that. Think about it. If you have a support level, it's very clear and obvious, but if the market goes to VIX goes 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, support resistance gets violated temporarily. So I expect some more down. Well, where's the down? Again, my charts are so dang messy. I don't trade on this computer. It's probably going to be what? I mean, it's probably easier to see on the weekly. It's going to be somewhere in like probably the 390s. That's my guess. 390s? That's not bad. That's not bad, my friends. Somewhere in this range higher. Here, I'll draw it for y'all. Because again, high volume highs and lows love to retest. I'm going to assume it's something like this. And if it doesn't get there, don't get mad at me. Remember, layer out, layer in, more you're up, take cash. Maybe it's the 50-day. I don't know. I don't know anything for sure. This is what the problem with your brain, my brain. We want to know what's sure. Dan, tell me the answer. You have to learn to trade through the unknown. You have to learn how to do that. And that's how you layer in and you layer out. All or nothing trading is what I call gambling. Gamblers lose. Taking some profits along the way. And then what? Probably bounces back. New money comes in starting, what? Thursday, Friday? Maybe next week? We'll see. We don't know. But do you see why if you're short up here, you're cooking. You're anticipating the move. You're letting it run. You're trading around your position. We talked about on the pro gap. Maybe it goes a little lower, takes them off. Now, boom. Same thing. Keep your core position. Say you got 1,000 shares. You keep 500 if you got it from up here, but you trade around that other position. You got to let it run. Getting from point A to point B is not a day, and it's not a week. And it might not even be a month. It might be October. But you got to know how to trade around a position. Because there's going to be times where what? You think it's going to the dirt? Oh, it went $1 lower, then boom, it rallies back 6 points on you. That happens. And you had fully invested, and you're like, well, I wish I would have taken a little off, put some in the pocket, paid some taxes. No. QQQ. Do you see what's probably going to happen? 100-day. I mean, I would not be surprised if it's somewhere in the 290s. Remember, this is a bear market. Bear market. Can't even get to the 20-month. It's so pitiful, the Qs. Absolute dog poo. Weekly. I mean, the point of controls are down in the 290s. I wouldn't be surprised. Look at this high volume candle on the weekly. This area. You see this in the 290, 280, like upper 280s? Now, if it doesn't get there, someone's going to be like, oh, you said how to get it. No, take profits along the way. I hope that makes sense. You can see it right here in this area. I mean, I would actually, let me just open this up. And I apologize. I don't trade on this computer. It's a laptop for recording. I would look at this. Let me clear this bubblicious out. Can you see all the pointer references right here on this box? It's the low here, chop pop, the start of the gap. You see this? So 294 down to I wouldn't say down to 280s. It's probably a little extreme. Let me cut it up to, I think I see it. Yeah, somewhere around there. Like I said, 285 to 293. I don't know for sure. Please don't get mad at me. Okay? This is what it is. Again, the more you're up, less you own. Because we're going to get into the tech trade. Like those trades are so easy. What do we talk about with the IWM? This is what gets pretty funny. We said, whoa, it filled the gap yesterday. Minuscule volume. Uh-oh, gone. How far did the IWM go? Good question, y'all. It leads. So, please don't ask specific questions until the end because, again, it's really hard. It throws off the momentum. I don't want to ignore you, but I have to, friends. Like specifics, I'll do a couple minutes at the end. Let's just run through this because you have great questions. It has to be relative to everything right now. Gold, leave it alone. Everybody, again, if you're attacking me, tell me every day you're bullish. Because when you don't is the day I know we're done. Okay? What have we said? 0.382. Not bearish long term. But what? The baby goes out with the bathwater. And gold is no different. It's probably going to retest the 0.382, which is the handle. Maybe it gets down to the 50-month. I don't know. The lower the better. You guys who are bulls like materials, pray for the slaughter. Pay for the guys and gals that have been DCA in the whole last 3 years, getting margin called at the lows, puking, and you just sit there and you go, I'll take these shares. I'll take it all. Because you know when it starts the bull market, it's going to be huge. So at this point, at worst, you're coming back to 158. What do we talk about? How do you know it's not a bottom, Dan? Well, the market is a liquidity-based mechanism. Usually bottoms have what? Volume. Look at the volume. None. blow off top. Can we not admit right here, this is the top. Here's the volume being released. Here are the market makers unloading to all the poor suckers and souls who bought. Where's the shakeout? Where's the shakeout? Where's the shakeout, Lebowski? Not happening. Silver, same thing. Purgatory. The best time to buy gold or silver? Always, always, always. When the Fed pivots. Remember, that's COVID. Here's 2008. Going higher. All right? Hopefully it's that simple. Because if not, purgatory. Purgatory. Now, again, how low? 16. I would pray for 13. Pray for 10. Again, if you are actually gonna get rich on this stuff, pray for absolute wipeout of the people who were there before you. It's a Livermore premise. He always says the suckers are always there before you to make the mistakes that lead you to your wins. Because the market maker has to clean house, take all that money before what? And get their positions to go. That's what operators are waiting for. If you think of the operator is like 919, like answer the phone, like, hey, emergency operator. No. The operators are the what? Taking your money. It's the house, the casino. Keep that in mind, y'all. Silver, honestly, I don't care. I want to see extreme pain. I want to see the VIX in the 50s. I want to see blood in the street. I want to see people going gold, silver rigged, Bitcoin's rigged, uranium's rigged, whatever. I want to see all those people who are constantly bullish going, sorry, guys, I'm taking a couple weeks off Twitter. Sorry, guys, I'm not going to be on the internet for a couple months. Perfect. Because all the trolls, you keep feeding my confidence. Because I know who knows how to trade or not. Because the people who are the most quiet, again, are the ones confident. The ones yelling and screaming bottom, not anytime soon. GDX, I'm telling you right now, do not buy this ETF when gold bottoms. Buy the GDXJ. Notice how this thing couldn't get off the mat. This thing got back up to the May. It got up to the May lows. Just, I'm telling you, if you want the leverage, buy the juniors. You want the leverage, probably buy silver. You want leverage, right? Buy the leverage ETFs. JNUG, Nugget, whatever. I probably wouldn't buy the Nugget again because I think the GDX is stuck. Watch previous videos, talked about it. AG. Oh, I love when people tell me this. I'm wrong on this one. We literally told y'all what? Buy it, sell it, leave it alone. Just leave it alone. What do you think? No. AEM. Put this in your book. Put this in your radar. Remember we talk about volume at the lows? This is the volume. This is the one. This is the market makers, the one they got the volume on. Look, it's holding up pretty damn good. But guess what? Set your alarms for 38, folks. You're going to get the retest. And even if not, well, guess what? We'll be close enough. I'm telling you right now, the suckers are the ones who have to stay invested. FOMO is how you go broke. It's one of the greatest inventions that the market's created to get people to lose. Because they'll margin up, lever up, and then FOMO, because can't miss out, then they lose, then it happens. Everyone's been there. Have you not ever been so early to a trade and you get coughed it up and then it goes? That's it. That's what the market's doing every time. PAAS, again, gap down on earnings. We said, this is a problem. Not bouncing back. That's the problem. Newmont. I told y'all. I told you it was going to break the trend. Told you. It's going to break. So Newmont is notorious for this. In the 2008 correction, gold, look at this thing. Broke the primary trend. Boom. I mean, think about that. From 39 down to 20. A 50% correction already off a big correction. Here it comes. Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. Right now, Santa Claus Lane. Bringing presents for all those who are patient. It's probably going to get down to like 29. But again, I don't even want to buy Newmont. I don't want to buy Newmont. Are we clear on gold, silver, I don't even talk about uranium names other than one because I'm like, please, you're so early. Yes, the fundamentals are amazing. But if fundamentals define the market, we wouldn't be trading and be like, this is worth this price and that's worth that price and this is what it'd be like more of a shopping market where uranium costs $900. There's no. The market's not rational. Letter X. All these names. Put them in your bank for good trading futures. What have I told y'all? Do you guys remember when, well, maybe you don't, maybe you do. When letter X traded like a tech stock. $9 to $100. Me like it. Me like it a lot. Now what? We talked about it. It bounced up this 200-day. What did we say yesterday? Big green candle. Is that a novice gap? Is that a novice gap? Do you want to short letter X? I would bless it with a stop. That's the novice gap. That's the gap that draws everybody in. Flop. Nucor. Man, I saw this thing up 6 points today, and I was like, ooh, bro, look at that. Pop. CCJ. I'm just going to keep praising my boy here. Ready to sell. I said, again, I was trolling, yes, yesterday, uranium bulls. Because I was like, guys, do you not know how this always happens? You get pulled in at the highs on great news, and it comes right back. We talked about you could buy it down here in June when you could buy anything. You could have thrown a dart. The market went higher. Now you retest the point of control, right? Ready to sell hit me up yesterday and was like, hey, what do you think of this repeating pattern from June? I'm like, it's probably going up to 27 or 28. I think he got within 10 cents of the high. I didn't short it. Hence why I'm giving him all the credit, because he took the idea that he literally fed me, and I messed that up, and it's winning. Nobody short uranium, right? Well, guess what? It's going lower. I don't know what to tell y'all. I mean, it's a repeating pattern. Yes, the monthly. Go back years. This is what's hilarious, and I keep telling people this. There was once a time out of the tech bubble where a name called CCJ built a base. And it took years, and then it went. Here's your base. Here is your mega base. Now it's starting to build. Great. I'm telling you, watch for the 16 to 18 range. That is not crazy to me, because again, if oil gets smashed, if commodities get smashed, uranium gets smashed, everyone's all in. That's the problem. This isn't the lows. The market maker's not like, hey guys, everybody load up and let's go for a ride together. Smiley faces, we're all in the minivan. Let's go to Disney World. No, the market maker's slaughtering you all. Slaughtering me if I try to get there early. That's how it works. Margin calls, liquidations, hedge fund redemptions. Gotta sip on some water. It's just intense stuff. And when it happens, we'll be smart enough to remember, hey, this is what happens. And people go, what if you're wrong? What if we're wrong? I'd rather be late than early to this party. There ain't no DJ, no drinks. And again, no girls for me. You know, if this is like I'm a teenager, why would I want to get there early? Show up late. Because if this is a multi-year move, I don't want to be early because I traditionally see the same repeating pattern. Sorry, CCJ friends. I don't know what to tell y'all. VALE. Going nowhere. Nice long wick. If Scott's here, probably not. It's probably, man, he made a ton of money today, I bet. Here, he called this bottom. Remember we talked about professional gaps, the repeating patterns. He called that. I missed that. Got back on the 20-day. Wrote it. I'm pretty sure it's going to try to fill the gap. Arrow. Arrow. You can tell. Here you go. Look at the volume. Keep an eye on this. So here, if you're watching Arrow, you're probably thinking to yourself, is that gummy kicking in? Not yet, my friends. Watch this. I feel like it's going to retest at some point. Just please be thoughtful. Be thoughtful. Don't be early. Because look now, what do you have? Lower highs, lower lows. It's coming. Again, throwing the baby out the bathwater. I love all these names. That's why I'm talking about them. Mosaic. Talked about it yesterday. Doji, little bit of a problem. Coming back. Is this the novice gap blow off? Remember, the straight line moves. 3 gap trap. Oh, man. Here, look at it again. Hey, 3 gap trap. I talk about that. To end a move. We talked about with the SPY bottom. 1 gap, 2 gap, 3 gap, top, and flop. Man, I love repeating patterns. It's so exciting because when you see them, you go, oh, this is what I should expect. This is what I should expect. Y'all get it? So, again, I like people fertilizer. Yeah, of course. You got to grow crops. These companies had plenty of good runs back in the day. I remember this. Me play this game. Me play this stock for many years. Love it. Love it long time. Way too long, maybe. But look what happened even in 2008. But commodity bull market. Are you sensing something here? I'm showing y'all. Commodities. It's a momentum game. People are like, oh, tech are the only names that can go higher in straight lines. Wrong. It rotates. It rotates. Now what? Wait for it to pull back. I don't even know. Just wait for the VIX. We were like, what price? I'm like, just wait for the implosion. Wait for everybody to just give up. What did we talk about? CF. Remember volume price analysis? Telling you, buy the book. Link is in description for this video. If you buy it with my promotion code or whatever, I get a 30 cents. The greatest 30 cents you ever donated to me. If you don't ever do it. Here we go. Talked about stopping power. Multiple retests. That guy talks about retests a lot. Maybe I should take note of that. Yeah. And look what it did. It made new highs. How many stocks do we follow that are making 52-week highs? None. But is that a freaking... Other this one. Just this one. Is that a novice gap? Red alert. Red alert. Now if someone goes out and shorts this on it, have a stop. But man, red alert, 3-gap trap, and a doji. I think I might be shorting some names. I just found some extra names. These are just too good. CF, Mosaic. Woof. If those are novice gaps, again, it's a bear market. You can get excited about shorting. As I am so excited. Hopefully you can feel the passion in this. Because again, once you learn this stuff, man, it's like you can't undo it. But you also know, like, hey, I'm putting probabilities in my favor. I'm not... When you start losing, you go, who cares? I'm going to win the next trade. If I keep doing what I do. You don't care about losing. Fear of missing out is gone once you know how to trade. To get that point, very difficult. AMD talked about what? The buddy pass. Y'all know what the buddy pass is. What is the buddy pass? It's when Goldman Sachs upgrades the stock at the highs to unload it to their brokerage friends. Hey, I work for Morgan Stanley. I work for JP Morgan. I work for, you name, the brokerage. Hey, Goldman, we got some positions to unload on AMD. Sentiment's perfect. Why don't you upgrade it to like $1.20? Closes at high, game over. Look at that. Thing of beauty. I know some folks who took that short. Again, we short the SMH. Love it. Buy the rumor, sell the news. Oh, Pelosi's buying the stock. Yeah. Down here, if she was. SMH. Now again, where can it go? All these levels, you just got to be aware. Watch the market. This is why I tell people, trade the leaders. Because the leaders follow the market follows the leaders. If you can identify the levels on the SPY QQQ, you should probably be able to identify them, what? With AMD, it's probably going to be somewhere near the 86. Short term. SMH. Again, trade the leaders. Trade the major ETFs if you want. If you can't, short, buy the leverage ETFs, but trade them as well. What do we talk about? Point of inflection up here in the 240, 6 to 250 end up again. Oh, but Dan, you're early. Oh, I can't wait. Did you see it rally? We talked about it. Be thankful it rallied. It's going lower. Professional. Double professional gap. Again, I like the small gaps because then they're not, again, the 3-gap trap is usually with big gaps. See, 1 gap, 2 gap, 3 gap, big gaps. It didn't, remember, the Qs have been getting bludgeoned. That's why they bottomed first. Anyway, getting distracted. Engulfing bar. Days of consolidation wiped out in hours. That's what the market does. In a bull market, it would do the opposite. Do y'all see that? In a bull market, you get down for a week or two, chop, 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 goes to new highs. Zing, takes everything out. Now it's being reversed. But can you see that? Can you actually acknowledge it? Act on it? Probably not. Well, how far? I mean, at worst, 216. That seems very logical. 215, 216 area. Again, these aren't recommendations. Just draw your own charts. I'm putting the pressure on you to figure it out. Because if I give you all the answers, then you rely on me. The goal is for you to be able to trade. I don't hit enter for you. I will never hit enter to exit either. Enter on the keyboard. Apologize. Let's just run through them all. Apple. If you didn't short Apple at the highs, then you'd missed out on the classic example of what? The market sucking people in. At the highs, who, what is it? Credit Suisse put out the upgrade at the high. Buddy passes. Y'all remember this day? We talked about it. It was like game on. Everyone's like, I don't know, man. It's Apple. It's going to the moon first. It's got to go to all-time highs, man. It's too strong. Okay. It's a bear market. Look what it did. Filled the gap. Channel highs. Now people are like, oh, your channels are squares. Yeah, because I don't believe in perfection. I've said that 1 billion times. It's approximations, y'all. Where's Joseph? Don't bring a ruler to trading. You just don't do it, man. Now what? Oh, this candle's bullish? Like you need to be scared? Game over. Now again, it probably bounces what? In the 160 range, right? We talked about this earlier. 200-day, maybe down into this gap area. I mean, you shouldn't be short this. And guess what? It probably bounces. Look along the way, folks. It chops, it chops, it chops, it chops, it chops, it chops. And then it drops, it drops, it drops, it drops. Wave 3. Game over. Nobody thinks Apple's that bullish, just a pullback. Everyone thinks it's just a correction. Now what? Bear market? Where does Apple go? I don't know, but you'll know at the lows when everybody giving up. Give it up. Microsoft. Another one. These are such easy trades. Hopefully you see, I'm trying to make this easy for you. Oh, but you have to be certain? No, I'd rather be less certain and make things easier than overtrade and try to get that 2 points on Microsoft. Nice trade, bro. Double thumbs up. Nice work. You shorted up here. You took 3 points. That used to be me. I used to get into trades and I'd be like, hey guys, I'm shorting Microsoft. And then I'd come back weeks later and they'd be like, how'd that trade go? I'd be like, I made 5 points. They're like, dude, I made 50. And I'm like, I'm telling these people what I'm doing. I just don't have the patience. What is wrong with me? Same thing. Up here, the 200-day, gap down, 50. I'm telling y'all, Microsoft is the one to short if you want to make big points. Big points. The MACD was so bearish. Dude, MACD, if you ever say MACD, I'll ban you from this room. Please. MACD is garbage. It follows price. Zero use. Absolute zero. Serious. And maybe you're joking. I don't know, because you know I hate MACD. But look at Microsoft. Monthly. Turning over. Where? I mean, it's probably 250s. Probably 250s. MACD, RSI. You see the divergences? No, I didn't. Because I don't need it. Threw that stuff away when I broke a monitor because I believed in that crap and it lost me a lot of money. You guys tell me y'all know that story. Meta. Freaking MACD. Sizzle. Burns. You want to get Dan mad? Talk about MACD and RSI. Divergences. Idiots. Absolute crap. Those indicators were created to trick the public. They don't even know it. Brokers are like, hey, let's put up this statistic that literally follows price and make a very complicated formula. And let's think it actually works. No, it doesn't predict anything. It follows the price. Meta, talked about this. It's game over. Lower highs. I mean, all these stocks, they all look bearish. If you're short them, let them run. Tesla, we talked about this today. Who shorted Tesla 301 plus today? What do we say? It's probably going to get slightly over the 200-day. Some of y'all bought weekly calls, and that's ballsy. But guess what? You had a very defined stop. You had literally, look at this. Just get anywhere at their 301. Kapow. It's a bear market. Double bottom. Look at this. Look at these eyes. Somebody's staring at you. No, I'm just kidding. It's the McDonald's arches. Rubble. Okay? It's going lower. And again, let me tell you why long term. If you own Tesla, I feel bad for you. Because for years it was uninvestable. It's batteries. Who needs batteries? Oh, they've got the software. It causes car wrecks. Oh, the valuations at like every car company combined. This candle changed it all. One candle changed it all. This is what's going to happen eventually with the dollar. Now, it's the best company ever. You got to buy it. You've got to hold the stock forever. Now that you believe that, look at the action. I feel bad for people because they don't know the past. Like, there's been names like Tesla before. They all go to the ground. They go to the ground. And when they get to the ground, they kneel and they pray, and then they take the head off of it. That's what they do. They kill stocks like this. What's the next support? I mean, it's probably going to keep motoring down. Just keep it simple. This one, probably 250. You see this? 250s? I mean, do y'all see the support resistance? Do I have to draw it every time? Somewhere in there. Not bad for... Oh, I got accents for days. I just got to warm up, man. It's hard to do them on the fly. NDAQ. How many times do I got to tell you the wave was coming? Preaching from the people. The pit. Talked about this. People are like, oh, I'm freaking out. I'm like, honestly, this is the one stock in trade that I just let run and I was dead wrong on it, but I didn't care. Because I know when it turns, it turns. This is the Coinbase of crypto. Yes, the pulpit. Like, yeah, maybe the gummy is kicking in. What is going on? I said I lost. I was down, I think, 80% of my puts at one point. And I was like, whatever, I don't care. I have a lot of them, and they're Septembers. When the wave starts, game on. And again, I was down. Again, I make mistakes too. I got trapped. This gap up really screwed me up because I took a lot of profit, like stops on other things. But this one, I was like, whatever. Going lower. Oh, how can you say that for certain? Because I know the past. Roblox. Anybody here remember going long Roblox? We talked about buying here. The volume was showing it. We talked about it. Then you talk about the lower high, and we said all these. Look at all these candles. Someone's buying. Gets up to what? The support zones, resistance 50. Doink. Now it's going lower. I don't know what to tell you now. Someone goes, does it want to retest the bottom? They got a lot of debt. I don't know. I would expect it to go lower. But this is the hard part. Please be careful shorting Roblox, because at any point, the EA Electronic Arts rumor can come out and go, Microsoft's buying Roblox. Amazon's buying Roblox. Kids are buying Roblox. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, there can be a rumor. Like, all these other big names not getting bought out. That's why we trade them. I don't ever want to short stocks that I think can get bought out, because those rumors come and fly. They come in hard everywhere. Let's go through Amazon real quick. Somebody was shorting this on the open. It's like, nice one, brother. New lows. Probably going to fill the gap, man, the 120s. It's all this stuff. Do you not see that everything looks bearish? Well, now everybody sees that. Do you see how, like, we at least got a little more thrust? Because now people are going, I held it on a Friday. What was I thinking? I'm an idiot. Bow, 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 bow. Tech. Do we all confirm it does not look good? Does it not look good? We have confirmation, Jim. Not a doctor. Sean Connery. Sean Connery says EXPI is not a stock to hold, my friends. Fundamentals do not matter. Look at this. If fundamentals were worth a, you know what, the stock would not be at 13. I work for this company. I see their numbers, and they're public. Nothing crazy. Wrong. Sorry, fundamentals. We went from the last place brokerage to the third in the world now, and look what's happened. You get to 90 and you're back to 13. How fun is that? UTHR. Unreal, man. So many people I told, be bullish on this one. Be bullish on this one. And then when I said be bearish, nobody listened. It's crazy. Talked about volume price analysis, double bottom. You start running. Remember, straight line move, ends the move. But it made a higher high, Dan. No, it turned into a head and shoulders, and you didn't take any profit. There was actually a head and shoulders within the head and shoulders. Now it's going lower. I told you you're going to have to wait. Oh, but I had these gains. I'll hold them. Well, son, you shouldn't have done that. What's Indy, you shouldn't have held on to that stock. So that's what happened there, okay? Game over. Now it's back to support. Let's hope it holds for their case. They get a bounce. I don't know, man. Don't know. XBI. Hopefully this is informative yet funny, yet also very clear as day. I'm not trying, you should not be confused by anything you're seeing. If a 12-year-old can see it, so can everyone else in the market. That's what you got to remember. High five to people who followed this. We talked about point of control at 95. And then who shorted yesterday? If you're watching, we talked about this. Put out the tweet. Watch the 200-day. Watch the 200-day. Some people who've really grown into trading got better. Again, they don't have to watch everything. I try to watch everything, so sometimes I miss things. Crystal clear, yeah. 200-day. His name is Paper Hands. I forget his real name. A hilarious ticker label. He was like, dude, I went big. And I'm like, good. Because you could right there. Tight stops. Then today he's like, oh my God. I see how this works now. And I'm like, yeah. You just got to be patient and you trade around your position. Awesome. I love hearing stories about people making money. Love it. Love when people make money together. Okay. Let's get into financials real quick because, again, I got to expand. You got to see the bigger pictures because this is actually some of my biggest shorts are financials, the FAAS, shorting the leveraged bull ETF, and Morgan Stanley. What do we talk about? XLF, point of control. Do you see it? Do you see it? You see it? Y'all seen it? Y'all done seen it. Look at all that volume right in here. That's right. Goes a little higher. Backs off. Look at this. All the professional gap. Man, it's so... Again, hindsight's 2020, so hence why you have to know hindsight is 2020 and study it and become hindsighted if needed. Remember, study the past if you want to learn your future. Oh, man, what time is it? 47? Yep, gummy time. What do you think now? Game over. I tell people this all the time. The financials are going to catch the wrath of what? A recession, y'all. And don't forget that for a minute. Sorry, the charts are getting a little squirrely here. So if that's a fact, right? We know that. Why would you not short financials? Have you seen the past? Have you seen the past? 30 down to 5. Love it. Now what? Well, people are like, where did it bounce? Look at it, the point of control on the 29.30. Now it bounces up to the 20-month. That's why I love the monthly charts. Because if you see this stuff on the monthly, it's more powerful than the weekly. And the weekly is more powerful than the daily. And the daily is more powerful than the hourly. You see how this works? When you see it in bigger chance, you get excited, but you just know when. The check's in the mail. You don't know when it's coming. Hits up the 20-month. Boom. I mean, ugly. Ugly. I mean, this is like, what is it? Congo. Ugly monkey. Amy sees ugly monkey. Like screaming. Ugly. Yikes. Morgan Stanley. This was an easy short, man. So easy. Hopefully I'm painting these pictures. People say, like, sometimes you explain the market. You're like Bob Ross. You just paint the picture. That's the goal. Shouldn't be confusing. Remember we bought it down here, said professional gap. Here you go. Whoa, it went even higher. Awesome. Hits the point of control. Awesome. Gets over the 200-day. You can't short it. Like heck, you can't, Bo. Man, we absolutely slapped this thing around. Shorting up in the 92 area. Some of y'all remember this. Now what? Oops. Oops, we did it again. No, gap and gulf. Gap and gulf. That's what a bear market looks like. Goodbye, Morgan Stanley. I've got November puts. I'll see you in the 70s, maybe the 60s if we're lucky. JP Morgan talked about this one. They stopped buying back their stock. Red flag. Notice it couldn't bounce worth a you-know-what. Dead cat bounce. Meow. Meow. Man, this stuff makes me laugh when I review it. Sometimes it's so easy. It seems that way. So financials are bad. Let's end it on oil. All right? Oil. TXT. Ain't that right? Unreal. What do we say? The point of control. So watch 78. 77 said that. Oh, it got up to 78.30. Dang it, Dan. Can't you be a little more exact? All right. Gapping down. I'm telling you, oil's going lower. It's a demand destruction. Now, I'm not saying it's going down to the tankerton. No, I think it's probably going to pull back. How deep? Just patience. Patience, grasshopper. Because keep in mind, one of my favorite trades of all time was shorting oil in 2008. And if you don't remember it, I mean, again, man, I jumped out of the plane with a parachute and watched this all the way down. It was so easy. So easy. Easiest shorts of my life. One of my game changers. So I always remember oil. I know how it works. I've been trading this stuff way too long. Sorry for the crappy charts, but it's going to go lower. I don't know. Remember, the USO is a crappy ETF. It could go lower. But what are we short? What do we have to confirm it with it? Natural gas. Can't forget about oil and gas. Names out looking at gas. No. What we talk about? Look above and fail. Look above and fail. Oh, but it's 2 days. Who cares? Doji engulfing. Now it's struggling at the range highs. I see more sellers up here. Do you guys see more sellers? I do. That easy. Now again, if you short oil and gas and you're wrong, have a stop. Do you not see we're near the highs? All right. Somebody asked earlier, XOP, is it going to retest the high? Yeah, it is retesting the high. The shoulder high. The shoulders. It's not a bear market. It's not a bull market. This ain't going back after the highs. And if it is, that's the low probability potential. I hope people see that. It's not like, I mean, I'm trying to talk in certainties at times, but I'm trying to see like probabilities. It's not retesting the highs, man. It's not retesting the highs. And if it does, that was the one-off move. No, it's the shoulder line. It's filling the gap. It's hitting all these big bars. Big bars. Okay? Now, oh, but the volume's down. Great. Great, because what usually it's coming on the backside. If you bought drip at 14 today, like we talked about, you bought it under 14. Even with the, I mean, again, people are like, oh, I should have been lower. Guess what? Probably going to rotate. Probably going to be days where oil's down more. Some days where tech's down. Then tech down, then oil. That's how it goes. It's a bear market, just like in a bull market. Hey, look, tech's up today. Oh, hey, look, that's up today. Hey, look, that's up today. No, the breath just kind of revolves around. Money just slops and sloshes around. Okay? Clear as day. That's your short point with a stop. So easy. A caveman can do it. ExxonMobil. All right, here Joseph bringing that ruler to trading. Got to get that 100 price. Dan's got to short it. Missed it by 9 cents. Oh, well. Whatever. Got XOP. Confirming. Confirmación, mi amigo. XLE. Again, the loudest folks are screaming buy oil. Does that scare you? And if you're bearish, does that not excite the crap out of you? ExxonMobil. Or XLE. Shoulder line. All right. I'm going to wrap this up for the recording. If you have questions, stick around. I'll do another couple minutes. I appreciate everybody. If you ever, again, the goal is to make money, to buy real estate, to do what? To get passive income. The goal is not to have a humongous trading account, because if trading blows out and you make one bad trade, game over. The goal is to buy passive income, reoccurring incomes through real estate. I'm an agent. I love helping people on this stuff. I think it is genius. Because again, you get to 10 properties. Now you got millions of dollars worth of value, and you're getting paid $10,000 to $15,000 a month. And guess what? You use other people's money to do it. You borrow. You borrow, you borrow, you borrow. You leverage up, but you make sure you cash flow. There's all things I can teach you how to do. It's easy. Just ripping it off of bigger pockets. It's just not reinventing the wheel. All right. I'm going to stick around. I appreciate everyone. Have a great weekend. Study. Study, study, study. Peace. All right. What's up? What y'all got? Anybody here? Because if not, I'm going to go. Anybody got a real decent question? And if you ask me about a meme stock, it'll make me laugh. If you ask me about a penny stock, it'll make me cry. If you ask me about a name that who cares, I'll laugh. But I promise, again, trade the stocks that move the market, and the markets move them. Should we short the DAX? Oh! Remember, tech, and I've said this before, and I don't know if you're new, Joe, but the DAX is like the tech of Europe. So if tech in Europe's doing badly, goodbye. Goodbye. Yes, there is a video. There's clearly video. Hey, moderators. You guys know on my YouTube channel or in the back days, can you post again novice and professional gaps from our friend here, Vader? There is a video, I promise. Again, type it in, Google search it. My channel, I've got 50 back to basics videos. I probably have something on everything. And if I don't, tell me. I'll make another one. Thanks, Joe. Any other questions other than, again, here, I will define them for you real quick. A novice gap is a gap that precedes a trend change. A professional gap is a gap that starts a trend. Got it? Here you go. XLE. Professional gap starts the trend. Here you go. Novice gap. Here, let me zoom this in, because, I mean, look, they're everywhere, y'all. It's just repeating patterns. Novice gap starts the reversal of trend. Got it? Good. Does that make sense, y'all? I mean, it's really that simple. It's just explaining it for 12 minutes and me hopefully making you laugh a couple times. It's that simple. Professional gap. Pros start the move. Keep in mind, think about, to push a market in a certain direction, you need big professional money. Right? The DAX is a lot of German autos. Our manufacturing totally screwed with natural gas rationing and price mooning. Again, I don't care about fundamentals. I've said this over, and I again, if Roth at Cons listen, I don't ever get mad at him, but he posts so many articles about the noise. I don't need the noise. I need the past. I need to know what's going on based on the charts, because again, the news is wrong. I love all y'all trying to post insight, trying to inform me about things I don't know. I don't need to know everything about the market. I just need to know how to trade the market. I need to know that what news is coming and what are potential catalysts and repeating patterns. All I need to know. People realize, like, I don't read anything but the headlines, and I look at the sentiment 99% of it. Because if at the lows everybody's bearish and you have a bearish headline and the market does this, that's bullish. Same thing like at the bottom. Got it? I asked about XOP last 10 minutes. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What did you say? Oh, okay. I see what you're concerned about. You haven't seen a... Yep. Yep, on the way up, you saw those same green bars. On the way down, now you're seeing them on the backside. Good eye, Joe. Good eye, Joe. Yeah, that's distribution. Distribution. Is it too late to short QQ? I think we'll get another good entry. That sounds like a FOMO question, SM. That just sounds like a FOMO question. It sounds like you're not short, which, hey, I get it. Or you're looking to add. Well, what do we know about trends, right? You're going to get some of this choppiness. It's going to be really hard to short against it. But at some point, you'll get it, man. I just don't chase. Because what happens when you chase, it rallies back beyond your point of control, and you're not sure if you're right or wrong. Like, that's the hardest part about chasing. You chase this action. Like, we talked about it down here. You guys who's still around. Remember, do not chase this gap down. Look what happens. You got to bounce back. People are all expecting to retest the highs. It's like, no, I don't think so. That's not the repeating pattern, but you guys make that up and feel how you go about it. You'll probably get a bounce. Then you wait. You got to wait for the, again, because if you're going to buy options, you can't let them go against you, like the stock to go that far. And if you're going to buy stock, layer in. We don't know how big the bounce is going to be, but if the trend is in your favor, you can leverage the crap out of it. That's why all week I was screaming to people like, this is a gift from the gods, too short. The fix is coming back, and this thing is going to dump because it's wave 3. Surf's up. The big kahuna. Man, I talked about this all week, and then this happens, and people go, what do I do now? I don't know, man. How do you feel about shorting consumer staple names? Cost looks interesting to me as a short, but I prefer shorting tech. Again, tech, financials are the easiest. Oil, derivatives, cost, I mean, probably not. I remember looking at this chart I got on my other computer. Yeah, ooh, who was there with me? Ben, are you here? We talked about this is the point of control. You could short it up here. Do we not see this is a big monster head and shoulders pattern? Uh-oh. It's a bear market. It's going lower. Now again, I have many different shorts going right now. And I'm going to let the best ones run, and I'm going to chop off the worst ones. And if it's the bear market, they should all go lower. Any other questions real quick? I appreciate you guys. Again, thanks for the donations mean a lot to me because my time is valuable and I love giving my time to help others. But I had to pay for education through what? The time I put in on losing and then paying actually really good professionals to teach me how to trade. Again, good mentors. It costs money. And I love teaching this for free. And if you're winning money and you're following the trades, that's what I like to hear. And I don't care if it's $5. That means like you value the education. Because in my mind, you never really get anything for free. That's why I always tip people. If you give me a winning trade, I've told you this a million times, so I'm like laughing at Ready to Sell. I gave him the trade. He gave it back to me. I would have paid him for that winner. All right? Again, I really appreciate it because then I can spend more time building more content. It's just me here. Y'all know that. I got people who help me out, but they don't. No, this is just me. I'm trying to build out all the systems for the real estate. Because that's way harder. Trading to me is simple. You just follow the channel, you're going to learn. Watch a few of these videos, I guarantee you're going to learn. Have an existing LLC and I can add real estate to it. Yeah, perfect. Make sure you got your trusts and your states in order too. If you need help with that stuff, again, there's so many good programs to be your own landlord. I don't mind paying property managers 10%, but if it's easy, I'm telling you, it's so easy to be a landlord and write the leases and do the credit checks. All right. Any more questions? I really, man, like I'm not crying, but I get emotional thinking about it because I'm like, dude, I was y'all once. I got burned. I used to do so many stupid things. I used to get to the top of the mountain and then fall right back down. I get to the top and I fall right back down. I'm like, dude, what is wrong with me? Or what's wrong with the market? It was all me. It's my interpretation of the market. It's my mistakes. And if you can learn from mistakes and grow, that's how you get great. When shorting, do you find that what has furthest to fall? That's what what has furthest to fall? It depends. I mean, it's a bear market. I mean, you could do the percentages, like something like what's been already beaten up. Someone was talking about PayPal yesterday. Percentage wise, it's probably going to go lower, even though it's been burned. But 92 could still go to 22. But again, be careful with the smaller names because guess what? They become buyout rumor targets. So annoying. See you, Joe. Dude, that's why I'm like Microsoft, Apple, Tesla, Google, Amazon. Pick your name. Morgan Stanley. Buy the names that aren't going to get bought out. Do you see how easy shorting is? If you add these layers of complexity, it makes you question your trades. I don't want to ever question my trades in the sense of knowing a company can get bought out in a bear market. Okay? In a bull market, I want to know that because I know it'll get a premium. But again, those stocks will get crushed, but they always get bought. Or some of the rumors, like EA today, like Amazon's not buying them. Who made that rumor up? Shame on you. Again, financials will hold the grunt of the issues. Tech is overvalued. You're going out of a tech bull market. Again, it's like commodities. I showed you letter X. I showed you some of these names. Once the liquidity comes out, it goes into the new hot sector. And the new hot sector is momentum. Whatever momentum becomes. In a tech bear market, it becomes commodities. All right, I appreciate you guys. Hopefully this is fun. Trying to make this fun. Make it easy too. Again, if trading is difficult to you, then you're making it too hard. You got too much MACD and RSI in your charts. Yeah, go watch some Back to Basics. I promise you. And when the student is ready, the teacher appears. I will gladly help you out if you have questions referencing the videos and you've actually watched them and you're like, hey, I remember this, like, didn't make sense. Got it. But if you're going to go, how does pro gaps and novice gaps work? Well, again, my time is valuable. You're wasting it by not doing the homework. And I honestly start resenting people who want the easy answers because I didn't get easy answers. Man, I'll see you guys on the Discord room. I'm serious. You don't want this to be easy. I'm telling you, you want to learn this stuff. Love you guys. Talk to you later. People are like, oh, you say you love you. I'm like, dude, I love people. I genuinely love people. Love is a good thing. Later, guys, gals, friends, family.